Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
Right.
It's them young ones that coming.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
They're grateful for that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
So Katt Williams just lit Shannon Sharpe up after ESPN dropped him. And trust me, he didn't sugarcoat a single word. Katt straight up said it's hard to feel bad for Shannon because after all that unsee wisdom he was preaching to others, he went and fell for the oldest setup in the game.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
In case you missed it, PN cut ties with Shannon right after he quietly settled a jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit with OnlyFans model Gabriela Zuniga.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out would overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
What makes it wild is this. Katt already tried to school him on this exact trap. On Club Shay Shay, Katt looked him dead in the eye and warned him that messing with certain women could leave him wide open for a takedown. Monique even backed it up, giving him some solid no-nonsense dating advice right there on camera. But Shannon, he brushed it all off like it didn't apply to him. Now fast forward, he's out of a job looking embarrassed and scrambling to control the narrative. Instead of keeping it cool and playing it smart, he cut a massive check to settle with this model and got his name dragged all over the headlines.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
And now, to put the cherry on top of this disaster, ESPN completely cut Shannon loose. And let's be real, any serious network is going to think twice before bringing on a guy whose biggest headline right now is a huge SA lawsuit settlement. Katt Williams is basically standing on the sidelines yelling, "Told you so!" People close to Shannon say Katt has zero sympathy because Unc had the dream career, the fame, and the bag, and still managed to throw it all away over reckless moves. One insider even spilled that Katt didn't warn Shannon about certain women just for laughs. He already knew Shannon was wrapped up with that young OnlyFans model long before the lawsuit even hit. Katt saw the setup coming from a mile away. Sure, on camera, he made it sound like he was talking about the Jonathan Majors mess, but the truth is, he was aiming those words right at Shannon. And honestly, it proves the point. Katt might tell jokes, but he's rarely lying.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
The wildest part? Shannon agreed to cough up millions to that model, thinking a fat settlement would keep ESPN happy and make this nightmare vanish. Instead, they still pulled the plug and tossed him out. And that model? She's probably counting every last zero with a smile. And here's where it gets even more unbelievable. Just 24 hours after the settlement hit the headlines, Gabriella hopped on Instagram to announce she was retiring from OnlyFans. She posted, "Today, I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me for the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." Translation: Shannon literally set this girl up for life. She walked away from the game with generational wealth, all thanks to a 50-year-old ex-athlete who couldn't see the play being run on him. You really can't make this up. And here's the kicker. Folks aren't letting Shannon off the hook, not one bit. It's not just that he got finessed. It's the fact that this is the same man who once bragged that he wouldn't spend more than $30,000 on his own daughter's wedding. Fans came for him hard, especially after leaked texts showed he was paying this model a jaw-dropping $25,000 for each visit. One person on X didn't hold back, posting, "It needed to happen to expose how much of a hypocrite Shannon is. He lost the little respect he had. Willing to give an ex-worker millions, but his own daughter only $30,000 for her wedding." Another user piled on, writing, "Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but learning he was cheap on his daughter's wedding really made me side-eye the hell out of him. You paid more for that young white girl who saw you as a lick? How dumb was that?" And if all that wasn't humiliating enough, just days after he signed off on that massive payout to Gabriella, ESPN dropped the hammer. No hesitation, no soft landing. They cut him completely. And here's the cold part. ESPN didn't even put out an official statement. People magazine tried to get a comment, but the network wouldn't say a single word about Shannon. As for Shannon, he finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. He tried to sound calm, saying he was at peace with ESPN's decision, but then admitted on air that he actually begged them not to let him go. Shannon even admitted that he begged PN to delay announcing his firing until after his older brother, Sterling Sharpe, got inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He knew the lawsuit and ESPN's decision would completely overshadow Sterling's big moment, and he actually apologized to his brother for it. But ESPN and Disney, they had zero sympathy. They ignored his request and moved forward without blinking. And here's where it gets even wilder. Before Gabriella's lawsuit hit, Shannon was on the verge of the biggest bag of his career, a $100 million podcast deal. This wasn't just one show. It was supposed to lock in all his Shishi Media productions, including Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. In fact, on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella filed, Front Office Sports reported Shannon was about to ink a deal worth over $100 million. Now, that money's gone, ESPN's gone, and so is any chance of working under the Disney umbrella. We're talking ESPN, ABC, Hulu, basically every major network in their empire. And once you catch a puck stain like this, especially one this messy, it's almost impossible to scrub it clean in those elite media circles. Every project that was supposed to turn Shannon into a full-blown podcast mogul, gone. That ship didn't just sail, it sank the second he decided to tangle himself up with a 19-year-old white girl who knew exactly what she was doing. Which brings us right back to Katt Williams' point. Nobody's feeling bad for Shannon. He had the money, the influence, the connections, and he tossed it all away on reckless choices. He wasn't powerless, he was in control, and still managed to fumble the bag in the most public way possible. So now I want to hear from you. Was this fall from grace 100% on Shannon? Did ESPN make the right call dropping him so quick? And what do you think about him cutting a multi-million-dollar check to that OnlyFans model while putting his own daughter on a wedding budget? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like, smash that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.